Morning, everyone, and welcome to the Community Oceania, okay, together with Rev Yutaka Yamada. Today is Thursday, the 14th of August 2025, or the 21st of June in the 13th year of Chongyol. Thank you all for coming, and let's begin with a bow to our true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, Chanji Champuninge, Kyombe, Paro. And let's recite our family pledge, both in Korean and English.
가전맨세 1. 전일국 주인 우리 가족은 참 사랑을 중심하고 본연 땅을 찾아 본연의 찬조 이사인 시산천국과 전산천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Family pledge number 1. Our family, the owner of Chongguk, pledges to seek our original homeland and build the kingdom of God on earth and in heaven, the original ideal of creation.
I just want to share
by
Mother's prayer again. Heavenly Parent, whenever I look into the face of the baby, I feel cleansed inside. I feel like he's looking through to my mind. Parents can't become bad, something like that. Whenever the baby cries extraordinarily or is uneasy or is sick, I always look into myself and see what I have done wrong. The reflection always comes there. Then I always feel that God is with me and is sympathetic with me. Whenever you witness to the people in your homelands, you must have the heart of true parents to them. You must take care of them and know what they feel. And if you really love them in the position of true parents to them, I know you will be completely successful there. Please remember, we are always with you. Heavenly Parent and true parents are loving you so much that they can't leave you but live with you in spirit. So be confident and work hard and raise as many children as possible. Please don't forget that your Heavenly Parent and true parents are with you always, wherever you go. In true parents' name, Arju. Thank you, and let's give a warm welcome to Reverend Yutaka as he shares together.
Can you see the slide?
Yes.
It changed already?
It's changed back to the first slide.
Okay. I hope today is okay. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining today's morning Hundok. Today also begin the day with Hundok. So let's put our chest on the heart and have a great time together. So there are many problems continuously going on. Since Chilchian missionary visitation, this was even still not confirmed, but there is is the possibility to do earlier than our expectation. So we have to be ready all the time. Now the current latest situation is for them to come the end of August. So we have to see, and currently, because the mother mentioned 3 nations to visit: Australia, Solomon Island, and Vanuatu. That's why we are rearranging and proposing another schedule, and also including Asian Pacific. We put the many country, but the Chonbon side, the leader, asked us to reduce more. So Oceania for 10 days, Asia Pacific for 10 days. So 4 country based on 3 or 4 country, based on the mother's guidance, they will try to come. So currently, Solomon Island, Vanuatu, and Australia, and going back. So we try to propose New Zealand actually, but now we have to little bit we adjust. So anyway, new situation is coming. I will update immediately. So we are also waiting almost 14. So 2 weeks time. The time is really so short. 2 weeks or 3 weeks time. But that much mother is really wishing. And the Chonmon leader side also waiting the final confirmation of true mother. That's why many things is going on. But let's really be ready and pray well and really support well. So those things is important. And also you could see some memo emphasizing about supporting about the Holy Mother Han, the prayer, and also the contribution. So each nation or brothers and sisters, please also read the memo well and also support well. Okay, so let's continuously go forward and create a great time. Okay, so today let's see the epic history of the chosen Han.
Sorry, didn't change.
Doesn't change again?
No, sorry.
Every time. How is this?
Yes, that's the epic history slide, yes.
But changing?
It went to the first slide,
Okay, I
and
hope.
now the epic slide, yes.
Okay, so if not change, please tell me again
Yeah.
if you catch. Okay, the epic history of the chosen Han people of Korea. So today is the last part. So remaining part is not so much many. So maybe it's getting ending shorter. But anyway, this is the last point. So we can also have a discussion or sharing more. 13th, the substantial providence of attending heavenly parent toward a heavenly unified world. So we can see. So Mrs. Na, please.
Renewing the United Nations. True parents saw that political power alone was insufficient to create a world of peace and that politics must work together with religion. Since its founding in 1945, the United Nations has backed a broad range of activities to foster peace in our world. However, powerful nations prioritizing their own national interest have revealed the UN's limitations in fulfilling its original mission of realizing true peace. Although the UN should preserve world peace as a top priority, it has lost sight of its original mission and become absorbed in the interest of various nations. To address the UN's limitations on August 18, 2000, at the UN headquarters, True Parents proposed the creation of a religious body to balance the structure of the UN.
Yes, thank you. This is the expectation toward United Nations. God prepared America. God prepared also the Christianity. And in order to guide the world, God prepared actually the United Nations. But when we see United Nations is really standing right position or not, we could see many kind of also the question. That's why True Parents initiated to establish the new organization. Please.
Their proposal envisioned making the UN a bicameral body by adding an additional house composed of religious leaders to the current UN General Assembly. The aim was to supplement the nation-centered operations of the UN with the participation of faith leaders. In 2003, True Parents proposed establishing a spiritually oriented UN or Able UN with its headquarters at Panmunjom on the border between North and South Korea. In October of that year, they made a declaration calling for the abolition of national borders. On September 23, 2007, the inaugural assembly of the Able UN, a parallel UN-style organization focused on spiritual values, was held.
Yes, so this great vision were accepted by political leaders, religious leaders, and also leader of the society. So we could see this movement of reform the United Nations was developing a lot and also expanded to the nation and also the world level. So this flow is to go to establish the Universal Peace Federation. So next part, it will be explained, please.
To further the vision of a renewed United Nations in 2005, United Nations. In 2005, True Parents founded the Universal Peace Federation, UPF, as the first stage Able UN, and have made comprehensive global efforts to realize the world of our Heavenly Parents' ideal. Chonwon-gung serves as the central administration of the Able UN, where, centered on Heavenly Parent, the faithful and the righteous pool their resolve and cooperate to realize the heavenly unified world, thus fulfilling the Able UN providence. With the absolute sovereignty of Heavenly Parents being affirmed through the victorious true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, the era of the substantial governance of God's kingdom is beginning.
Well, thank you. In order to fulfill and organize the founding conference in the world level, True Parents had been visiting directly to the world around 120 nations, including Oceania. So one day, one nation, one city, they really put their effort, True Father and True Mother, and organized this establishment, the founding rally of the Universal Peace Federation. So we could recognize those effort or investment was to create the foundation for fulfilling heaven's or Heavenly Parents' dream. So UPF is one of the important organization. So we can see the role and limitation of the UN. So please read.
The role and limitations of the UN. Established on October 24, 1945, to prevent further wars after World War II and maintain world peace. Key activities include peacemaking, disarmament, and international cooperation. Intervene in issues such as Korea's liberation from Japanese colonial rule and trusteeship. In 1950, during the Korean War, the Fifth General Assembly resolved to dispatch UN forces. Loss of original values and direction by prioritizing national interests centered on powerful nations.
Yes, thank you. So this was the starting moment of the United Nations itself. Okay, please.
War is a means to develop all human talents. Violence leads humanity to alliance. War is assessed as a means by which nature uses fierce ideas or interactions among people in society to develop all human talents. It is said that human violence or its results grow wings. Nature forces humans to make attempts, whether desired or not, and eventually, after countless conflicts and discord exhaust all their strength, allows the ideal to emerge, even without much learned experience. That is, by escaping the lawless state of savagery. It is seen as forming an alliance among nations. Kant planned world peace based on violence, not human goodwill. Oh, sorry, yeah, this is, so according to the UN, peace based on violence, not goodwill. Ideological basis for the establishment of the League of Nations and the United Nations. Advocacy for perpetual peace based on war. Inevitability of failure foreseen. Fundamental limitations of the UN.
Yes, thank you. So even United Nations was established, but we can see whether this United Nations created peace or not. We can see many limitations and also challenging situation. So, okay, please read also.
Establishment of the Universal Peace Federation, UPF. The Universal Peace Federation will fulfill the able-type mission of the UN before the cane-type existing UN, overcoming the limitations that the UN could not, and playing the role of a private UN to prevent global conflicts and wars based on religious and spiritual awakening.
Yes, so actually Universal Peace Federation has those kind of expectation and also the purpose to change or develop the United Nations. So how to fulfill this role, this is one of the important point. So even there are many provincial activities, but how UPF can educate or guide the people. So this was the founding purpose of the Universal Peace Federation at the time. Okay, please.
Universal Peace Federation and the UN Renewal Movement. The Universal Peace Federation was founded on September the 12th, 2005, as a new peace organization to replace the UN. It aims to overcome the limitations of the UN and, based on religious and spiritual awakening, strives to be a private UN dedicated to preventing global conflicts and wars and fostering peace for humanity. It appoints peace ambassadors in various countries and conducts various educational and service activities to realize a world of peace and unification in different regions worldwide. As guardians of a peaceful world, Peace Army, Peace Police, as a private UN, it aims for a trans-religious, transnational, trans-ethnic peace as a private UN. Yeah. Trans-ethnic peaceful world.
I think this is really translation matter. So anyway, it was established September 12, 2005. So almost 20 years anniversary, right? No. It's yeah. That's why these things has a bigger expectation. So how about each nation's foundation environment are there? So how we can fulfill this goal and vision and connect to Heavenly Parent? This is also the next step. Okay, please.
The Universal Peace Federation and the Global Ambassadors for Peace Movement practice of trans-religious, transnational, transracial, trans-ethnic true love. Has ambassadors for peace. They are leaders of peace who build a world of unity and peace by overcoming barriers of race, nation, and religion. Launched in 2001, Ambassadors for Peace is the largest and most diverse network of peace leaders. As of 2020, there are more than 1 million.
1.2 million.
200 ambassadors for peace from 160 countries.
Yes, so this is also the effort of UPF. So I lead Universal Peace Federation's movement to host the 5th UN office. So this was also one of the target of UPF centering on Korean Peninsula. So 5th office between North and South Korea. So those efforts there. And heading unification movement for a new unified Korea. So centering on DMZ, try to establish about 5th UN office. So this is also the proposal. This map is between North and South Korea. So maybe some of you visited this place, DMZ. So if you go there, you could see and you could visit until the border area, and you can cross the bridge and you can see the other side. So this is the situation now. And also this initiative of Universal Peace Federation at the time. So I believe still some are continuously going on. Really have to check, but really three parents explained the bigger vision through Universal Peace Federation, and also create the foundation of the world level. And Korea, Japan, and the sea tunnel, this is still going on, and they are doing from Korea side and from the Japan side. So Trumada also visited this place. So we can see the UN Providence centered on Cheonwon-gun. The existing UN was launched with inherent limitations that prevent it from realizing Heavenly Parent's will. The current UN, centered on political leaders, cannot achieve lasting world peace because it prioritizes national interest. Three parents proposed a bicameral system with religious leaders forming the upper house and political leaders as the lower house. So this was the also starting point of establishment of the UPF. So religious leaders and political leaders as the upper house and lower house inside the United Nations. So this was also the vision at the time. And advancement of the UN Providence, Interreligious and International Peace Council, IIPC, maybe you know these things, Universal Peace Federation, and Able UN, and Three Parents UN, Able Women's UN, and Ideal World of Peace through the UN. So even the several aspect, Three Parents try to really develop the providence of United Nations. So we could see that much Three Parents thinking UN is important to take a role to create and to serve the Heavenly Parent or God's providence in this world. So those efforts are there. And completion of the able UN Providence centered on Cheonwon-gun. To fulfill the UN's original mission, the Universal Peace Federation was established, transitioning to an era where God takes the lead in the responsibility. Calligraphy, Universal Peace Federation is the ideal of true love. Founding message, God's ideal family and model for a world of peace. And Cheonwon-gun. Cheonwon-gun serves as the central office of the able UN for realizing the heavenly unified world, an era of direct governance of Cheonwon global providence through Cheonwon under True Mother's direction as the only begotten daughter. So it was announced September 6, 2024. So now the Cheonwon-gun was established, and Cheonwon-gun is standing, and also Cheonwon, the Cheonwon Central Administration, is leading the providence. So now Family Federation is the main body of our movement, and Universal Peace Federation, Women's Federation, and all organizations are following under Chonmuwon. So we could see those development is going on, how to unite and work together. So that is the update and the providential development. Okay, please continue.
Building the model community of Hyojong Chonwon. Since the 1960s, True Parents have made much devoted effort on an area of land known as Hyojong Chonwon, adjacent to Lake Chonpyong in Gapyeong County, with the aim of creating a model Chunongkuk community. There, people of all races, cultures, religions, and nationalities from around the world will gather and live together. Through the Hyojong Chonwon Development Project, True Mother is establishing this area as the original Garden of Eden, a model of an ideal community with Chonwon-gung at its center.
Yes, this is talking about the Champion area, and it is called as the Cheonon Complex, Cheonon Danchi, or Hyojeon Cheonon. So this is talking about the Champion area. So we could see those investment or Cheonson, or history of investment and Cheonson at that place. Please.
This Hyojong Chonwon community serves as a prototype ideal community at the center of the Korean peninsula, which is home to the chosen people who have received the true love of Heavenly Parent. Here, people live as one international family, beginning by sharing the love and blessings of Heavenly Parent with the people of Hyojong and then across Korea. Finally, an ideal of peace will be realized as filial love for Heavenly Parent spreads throughout the entire world.
Thank you. So through parents or through mother, try to show the vision of the ideal city at that place in the world. So this is the Hyojeon Cheonon complex. You can see these things. So Hyojeon Cheonon, the center and homeland of the cosmos. True Mother is developing Hyojeon Cheonon centered on Cheonongun at the original Garden of Eden. Hyojeon Cheonon serves as the center of the Korean peninsula where the chosen Korean people live. The prototype of an ideal community that will be the model for Cheongguk communities. Through the chosen Korean people, Heavenly Parent's love and blessing will expand throughout the world to realize the ideal world of peace. So you could see this photo, a beautiful champion place. So if you didn't visit recently, let's organize and visit this place again. Okay, please.
A homeland for all humankind. Even amid hardships, the Han people, selected and prepared from the dawn of history, have maintained their identity as a people chosen to fulfill our Heavenly Parent's dream. With their good and righteous nature and love for peace, they created a national level foundation for the returning Messiah and the only begotten daughter who has come for the first time to emerge as the true parents through their holy wedding. Established by the successful efforts of the Han people as the people to whom true parents came, Korea must next become a heavenly unified Korea, where North and South unite with Heavenly Parent at the center. Similar to the land of Canaan, envisioned by the people of Israel and by Christians, Korea will serve as a homeland and source of blessings for all humanity. As the eternal central axis of a heavenly unified world, it will shine as True Parents' birthplace and the center of the culture of heart, a culture of filial devotion based on true love, where people live for the sake of others.
Yes, thank you. So this is the last section also. The Korean Han people, in order to prepare the chosen people how much did Heavenly Parent prepared and invest for raising up the people? There was the dream which Israelites could not fulfill, and in the same time, God had prepared the chosen people. So we could see God prepared Israelites from Adam and Eve and Moses, Adam and Eve and Noah's time and Abraham time, and to prepare until the Jesus Christ. But in the same time, God had prepared the Korean Han people together. So it was not fulfilled centering on Jesus Christ at that moment. Then God prepared the Christianity, and finally meeting between Christianity and Korean people happened on Korean Peninsula, and to welcome the only begotten daughter, second Adam of the Messiah, and to welcome the true parents. Please, Mrs. Na.
Yes, the Pacific Rim civilization is the final destination of history and of all civilizations. At its center lies the Korean Peninsula, where the will of the Heavenly Parent, the Creator, the Alpha and the Omega, can finally be fulfilled. A historic new era will dawn in which Heavenly Parent's kingdom and world begin anew, welcoming the liberation of our Heavenly Parent's homeland in the long-cherished land of the Han people. This land was prepared for the birth of the only begotten daughter, and its people were chosen to receive her when she came. After 6,000 years of waiting, humankind has received heaven's prepared only begotten daughter, and as people are being reborn through the true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, they can now attend Heavenly Parent on this earth. With hope, joy, and delight, the people of the world will sing of the new era of the original creation that Heavenly Parent dreamed of in the Garden of Eden.
Yes, thank you. The Pacific Rim civilization is the final destination of history and of all civilizations. So we can see finally this civilization arrived to that place, the Pacific Rim civilization, and to welcome the final conclusion moment of the history. So it says that this land was prepared for the birth of the only begotten daughter, and its people were chosen to receive her when she came. After 6,000 years of waiting, humankind has received heaven's prepared only begotten daughter, and as people are being reborn through the three parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, they can now attend Heavenly Parent on this earth. With hope, joy, and delight, the people of the world will sing of a new era of the original creation that Heavenly Parent dreamed of in the Garden of Eden. So those bigger expectation and Heavenly Parent dream are together with Korean Han people, Korean Peninsula, and also the dream would be starting from that place. Our Heavenly Parent dream and three parents dream. So we can see those history. So this is the beautiful picture about three parents. And this is the history already we saw from Dongyi people, Han people. So 2333 BC. So we can see this is the map. The people moved from the Middle East side to the Korean Peninsula. Then Ko-Joseon, the old Joseon, and Samhan, three Han nation or Kan nation. This one is coming like this. And Goguryeo, or Baekje, Silla, and we know the three Korean nations era. So three kingdoms era. So Goguryeo, usually say Goguryeo, Baekje, Silla. These three things. Then usually say this Baekje people is moved to Japan side. and Kogyo and Silla take over all place. And Balhi and Silla, and also a nation is Koryo and Choson, and currently North Korea and South Korea. So this is the flow of the history on the Korean Peninsula. So opening a heavenly unified world through a heavenly unified Korea. The Korean people were prepared from the dawn of history to realize Heavenly Parent's dream. As the new chosen people, loving peace, they preserved their chosen people's identity even through difficulties. Through the cosmic holy wedding of the only begotten daughter and the returning Messiah, they established the national foundation for the manifestation of true parents. The Korean Peninsula, established by the chosen people as the nation where true parents appeared, will surely achieve a heavenly unified Korea, uniting North and South, centered on the heavenly parent. Like the promised land dreamed of by the Jewish people and by Christians, it will become the source of blessing for humanity and the eternal central axis of the heavenly unified world as humanity's homeland. So we can see those conclusion part, a heavenly unified world through a heavenly unified Korea, the Korean Peninsula, the center of Pacific civilization, the final destination of all civilizations and history, where the will of the Creator, the Alpha and Omega, our Heavenly Parent, is finally fulfilled. On this foundation of the Korean people, welcoming the restoration of Heavenly Parent's homeland and a new historical epoch opens as Heavenly Parent's nation and Heavenly Parent's world begins anew. So we can see the history of Korean Peninsula. The Korean Peninsula chosen as the prepared people for the birth of the only begotten daughter. After a 6,000-year wait, heaven prepared the only begotten daughter, who has come and been reborn through the three parents of heaven, earth, and humankind. Humanity, now living with Heavenly Parent on this earth, will sing with hope, joy, and jubilation of the new time of original creation that God, Heavenly Parent, dreamed of in the Garden of Eden. So, what story will we write? Until now, it has been the story of Heavenly Parent and True Parents. From now on, it is the story of True Parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, and my story. The model for my story is True Parents. One tradition, one lineage, one resemblance. So we could see the all over history and the appearance of True Parents, and also expectation to new chosen people. So chosen people is not only for Korean Han people. We studied all history of the Heavenly Parents' preparation toward Korean Han people. They should realize, they should understand, they should welcome Heavenly Parent and True Parents well, but in the same time, our new chosen people, our all blessed family, how we can also stand well, and we will continue this providence with our Heavenly Parent and True Parents. This is also the important role as Heavenly Parents, son and daughters. That's why this part is ending part of the epic history of Korea. But through these things, we can once again understand the Heavenly Parents' expectation, preparation, and in the same time also hope to all of us, and how we can fulfill, complete the Heavenly Parent dream. This is also our mission and also for future. So we continuously together with Heavenly Parent and True Parents and go to that place. This is the motto. Anyway, this is in Korean. 찬저주 한일 부모님을 실제로 모시고 사는 1163년 전 세계 집복 가정들은 잠부모님과 하나 된 선민으로서 책임을 다하는 전위국의 자녀가 되자. So I didn't prepare the English one. So this is the motto which was given by True Mother the beginning of 2025. How we can fulfill the Heavenly Parents' dream as the chosen people. So this commitment is needed. So Holy Mother Han, we will attend Holy Mother Han, Heavenly Parent and True Parents, and we will fulfill our responsibility. So this is the conclusion of all epic history. And tomorrow we will return back to read the Cheonseonggyeong, and again, then also we will continue the Fundok. So anyway, thank you for joining this morning Hundoke. And this book is now selling in the Cheonpyeong, the bookstore, the Korean epic history. So if you have opportunity to go to Korea, or maybe I'm not sure, you can order the book by a post or something. But I think this time many people are in Korea. You can ask someone to buy and bring to your country. This is possible. So anyway, we have to read, study continuously, and let's understand the deep meaning. So thank you for joining today's morning Hundoke. Have a great time. 감사합니다.
Kamsahamnida. Thank you very much, Rev Yutaka, for sharing with us and concluding the epic story of the chosen people. It's been very interesting to read and understand in this final chapter, highlighting, the method of attending Heavenly Parent. I saw three fundamental efforts in attending Heavenly Parent. The first effort focusing on the renewing of the UN. The second effort, creating the model of heaven at Cheonpyeong, and the third effort to really receive and embrace our true mother, the only begotten daughter, our Holy Mother Han. So we saw that was like the focus of, and why the title of attending Heavenly Parent was highlighted on the last chapter, and how it embraces, the practical side of realizing the kingdom of heaven. And I was it's something I didn't realize and saw for the first time was how the UN, or the motivation of the UN being created at 1945. I understood, it was created to prevent future wars, and we know that there's still wars going on, but that no major world wars. That the Cold War was the final global war, but it still hasn't been fully resolved. Just like the Korea between the North and South is still at a frozen sort of situation. But realizing from today that the motivation was based on Kant's words, philosophy, that violence brings alliance, and it was because of that that the UN alliance was formed. And so that was a surprise to me to see and understand that. And unfortunately, as we know, violence has resulted in leading strong nations. So within the UN origins, the seed of strong nations ruling, and basically ruling on fear. So the UN didn't start based on goodwill. It started on the basis of fear and violence, and we don't want to see wars again. But it resulted in this system that was, flawed from the beginning, and that's why, father and mother, worked, to bring the seed of love to balance the UN, to bring true harmony, and it needs to be based on love, and therefore, talking about the bicameral system, the political system needs to be balanced by the religious heart. So, wants goodwill and love to be the balance maker, to bring harmony, and from that we can really get the world that our Heavenly Parent wants. So these structures, like it looks like human effort, but God is setting up a system so that people can love each other, and by us loving each other, we can, attend our Heavenly Parent. It's not through fear. I mean, unfortunately, human history, started off, even acknowledging God based on fear, and the idea of God is our master, and if we do something wrong, then we get punished. But that was never God's heart. It came because Adam and Eve never grew up. And so the extension of that on the world level was, we don't want to see wars again, so we need to create a body that will protect everyone. But it never started with love, it started with fear. So, I mean, that was something that I didn't fully understand until, today, listening to this message, and realizing that, how strongly our true parents really want to see a world of love, and to have that fifth office on the DMZ would really bring that global peace park into reality, and that would be partnered together with the Chompiong, which is the model of heaven. And anyway, those are some of my thoughts this morning. So thank you, and open up to anyone else who wants to share. Thank you. Yes, Jeff, go ahead.
I didn't quite understand about the UN Charter based on this idea that there needs to be war experiences in order to make peace. I mean, I just looked up Kant's philosophy here, but it's anyway, it's so much to read here, but it doesn't say that it's through violence we can attain peace through his ideology. Anyway, I didn't study that so well about Kant's ideology, but anyway, I didn't quite get all that. It was a bit hard to understand even how it was presented on that PowerPoint presentation, just the context of what that was presented from. But I'm wondering whether the philosophy behind the UN was that there needed to be conflict in order to find peace. I don't know, a bit complicated. But
I think it was a comparison. Oh, yeah.
But it seemed to be saying that that was what the ideology of the UN was based on, Kant's philosophy.
Yeah, I was also taken by that. It sort of more reminded me of Hengel's and Marxism philosophy than actually Kant's, because I saw Kant as being a little different to that. But anyway, whether it's attributed to him or someone else, the notion that it's giving was that the UN started on this idea of fear instead of love. Yeah.
But even so, okay, I need to do a bit of research if that's what really it was.
Yeah.
Where they got that idea from in this PowerPoint presentation. But I am an unscholarly person, so I don't really know myself. But anyway, okay, that's just my thoughts anyway. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Janine?
I looked it up too, and it said the ideal of the United Nations was first put forward by Immanuel Kant in his 1795 essay Perpetual Peace. Kant, in the tradition of Locke and Rousseau, is a liberal who believes that relations between individuals can be either based on law and consent or upon force and violence. Anyway, that was just the idea, I think, that he put forward in that essay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
It's something that we have to think about. That brought up something to me to think about as well. And Janine just mentioning there's actually two choices, law and order or violence. So it's an interesting two choices. First, sorry. First was Suemi, and then Marie, and then Johnny. Go with Suemi. Sorry.
So there's our most wonderful sister, one dedicated to New Zealand sister. That's a little too much, but I want to show
Happy birthday, Kathy.
Cassie's birthday.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Happy birthday. That's a nice tad. Yeah, thank you. Yes, Marie, go ahead. You're next, and then Johnny.
Yes, if I heard it correctly, then I think we read that the Able UN would promote an ideal of abolition of national borders. Was that correct?
Yeah.
So if that's the standard, then we as a movement should not be supporting what the US is currently doing, where it's spending billions of dollars to protect its borders and kick people out forcibly and detain them in inhumane conditions. So unfortunately, though, I don't hear any official voices speaking out against that. I hear a couple, a few rogue voices here and there on Facebook. But I wish that our movement would take a stand and speak out against the inhumanity. I hear Catholic bishops are making statements. The Pope is probably going to say something, but I wish that we as a movement could really take a stand on that. It makes me almost feel homesick for the Catholic Church. Sorry to say. Never thought of it today.
Thank you. Yes, Steve, go ahead.
Yes, the problem with the end of the war is that it never was clarified why the war happened. So the result was for the Messiah to come, basically. Was the vertical line of history came at the end to follow to parents to be accepted. This is not realized, and it's very difficult to even make any conclusions of the wars. There was one purpose. One purpose was for the third blessing, to God's dominion through the two parents. It's very simple, but it's fundamental in and that Able UN International Religious Federation for Peace was for that unifying our religion in one for that purpose. So the Able UN still have to be realized, and the understanding of the reason why there is war is very important. All conflicts in general, even between mind and body. Father will ask, who has mind and body unity? It's nobody really. So that's the simplicity of the realization of the kingdom of heaven on earth through our two parents, and the result of the wars to be emphasized in that sense. And for America, in the moment, what's happening, and Trump is protecting America from within. There's 100,000 young children being killed by fentanyl, by drugs, going through the borders in America and South America. This is there has to be policing. Policing is important. There has to be the police in the world as well to stop the destruction of the whole youth in America. There's two sides in the story. You have to understand both sides. But sometimes it to be a strong leader to be able to stop the enemy just destroying all your children. And that's a very important aspect as well. It's not an easy thing to solve the problem of the world. I think Tom is going in the right direction. Not everything is right, perhaps, but there's a need for extreme measure in a moment. Like parents, when they see their children doing the wrong thing, they have to be strong sometimes and make a clear statement and a clear practice to stop the destruction of the families in America. So this is unfortunately it's gone so far back, so far down that it needs a very strong measures to get back. It can't go just a soft way. There has to be a very strong hand, that rod of iron, basically to save America at the moment and the world, then eventually. So that's my take on that with America.
Thank you. Lots of things to think about today. Anyway, it's time now for us to offer our unison prayer. So I'll just bring up the screen. And let's pray together. Thank you. Jew, Jew, Jew. Thank you, everyone. Thank you again, Rev Yutaka, for sharing, and see you all again tomorrow. Okay, have a good day. Bye-bye. And a happy birthday, Kathy.
Yeah, happy birthday, Kathy.
Happy birthday to you.
Thursday.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kathy. Happy birthday to you.
Yay.